eventually in the path of this storm, this line of storms, and that includes Lake Mills there in North Iowa. This includes also Northwood, Manly, potentially even Mason City. We're going to have to watch the southern end of this line here. If we get any more storms building back this way, those would be sweeping in towards Forest City and Mason City. If this is where it stops, then you can kind of draw a line and the storms may just stay north of the city of Mason City and Clear Lake here in Cerro Gordo County. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been extended into North Iowa, including Lake Mills, including Northwood, and also including the cities of Manly. And then stretching back to the north, if we want to kind of pan along this line, we also have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Austin, again, also for Albert Lea, also for Blooming Prairie, also for Dodge County. Even now, southwestern parts of Olmsted County in that severe thunderstorm warning. So this does not include the city of Rochester, but Rochester, we're getting some pretty heavy rainfall. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect. This does include the cities of Stewartville and also up to Dodge Center. So where we seeing the red, that's the heavier rain, but the highest wind threat going to be on the front edge of that storm. So where we see a little bit more of that transition from the darker green to the yellow, that's where the highest wind gusts are going to be. So that's literally on the doorstep of Austin right now. You should be taking a safe place now and also getting closer to Stewartville. And we're still going to get some high winds and very heavy rainfall already happening in Rochester, but also downtown Albert Lea. Sarah, if you want to switch it over to the Albert Lea Live Eye, if we can do that.
Last I looked, it just was quite rainy. There we go. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we did kind of a rotation. We spun the camera around a little bit, but that's, we're not necessarily going to be able to see any tornado if there is one because of all of this rain. Yeah. Rain wrapped is one of the most dangerous, really. I mean, every tornado is dangerous, but rain wrapped tornadoes are scary because you don't necessarily see them coming. So that's why you need to heed these warnings. That's why we're here on your TVs. That's why we've been here for the last hour, just letting you know where all of this is going and where it spawned.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's a very serious situation. Thank you for that, Sarah, because again, you're not going to see anything coming if it's all wrapped in rain. It's the same, a similar situation when we talk about nighttime tornadoes and just how dangerous they are because you don't see it coming. And that's why you have to be in a safe place. And that's what's happening in Freeborn County with those two tornado warnings. And even here in the city of Albert Lea, we're getting some very heavy rainfall. We're kind of seeing some higher wind gusts there at the present time. You can kind of see those trees there in the distance just north of downtown kind of blowing there in the wind. And visibility, of course, has gone down because of the rain and the wind. So that is what's happening right now. Again, this is live in the city of Albert Lea where we have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. And that's going to be in effect here for the next short while as we're tracking, again, this entire line of severe thunderstorms. So I'm going to switch it back over to the radar picture here. Just bear with me. It looks like the computer just kind of having a little tough time because, again, it's being used here quite a bit as we're tracking all of this active weather here. And, it doesn't get a lot of use like this on a daily basis. So it is being taxed there. That's why the screen went to black there just for a moment. But here's the radar picture. This is what's happening. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. We have tornado warnings in effect there south and west of Albert Lea. But the whole complex, again, has that potential of producing severe weather, even up into the Rochester area here. We don't have an immediate severe thunderstorm warning in effect, but Rochester, we're going to get some very heavy rainfall in the city, in the metro, in the next 20 minutes. Already raining right now, but even heavier rain and potential for some hail moving in here in the next short while. And then as we're tracking this whole line again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Austin, Mower County, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Albert Lea, Freeborn County, in addition to those two tornado warnings. And while we're tracking that, we also want to get you a live visual of what's happening in the field. We have meteorologist Travis Clark-Smith. He is live tracking these storms right now, and we're going to toss it out to him with an update on what's happening here at the present time. Travis, if you can hear me, what are you seeing right now?
Hey, Aaron. So right now we are on Highway 56 south of Dodge Center, just north of Hayfield. What we have been experiencing so far is a lot of heavy rain and some very gusty winds. Have not really seen any hail, but we have seen some lightning and again some very, very heavy rain. We're about to enter the city of Hayfield here very shortly. But that is what we are seeing right now. I mean, you can look at if you can see the sky through all the rain, it's got that very distinct greenish hue that you would expect with those severe thunderstorms that contain hail. So again, we are just north of Hayfield on Highway 56 heading southbound.
Alrighty, thank you, Travis, for that update. And again, he's keeping a close eye on what's happening there right now. Again, you can see that heavy rainfall. There's some higher wind gusts here at the present time. So Travis is going to be out tracking the storms here in the field. We're tracking them for you here in the studio as we have just so many things that are happening here this evening. And we're going to stay with it here as we are continuing to track the severe weather. So some areas now getting the all clear. Parts of Faribault County, just east of Blue Earth now, the city of Wells, that tornado warning has now been confined into Freeborn County. We also have a secondary tornado warning. This includes areas east of Keister. This includes the city of Emmons in a tornado warning just south and west of Albert Lee, because we're watching a couple different areas of rotation here within the whole line of thunderstorms. And Sarah, if you want to switch it over to velocity, we're kind of just so we can kind of see what's going on here. And yeah, we're not seeing as strong of rotation. There is still at least a couple pockets there around Alden, but there near Conger and north and west of Emmons, we're watching a couple areas there where we have the green and that sort of the pink color that you can see. There's a little rotation there and a little bit stronger rotation to the north and west of Emmons. So both of these areas do bear watching. There is potential that these could be producing tornadoes. There could be a tornado even on the ground right now based on those signatures. But the other thing to note is it's going to be wrapped in rain. So if you live in Emmons, you're not going to see any sort of tornado. It's going to be wrapped up in rain. You need to be in your safe place right now. Basement, lowest level of your home, away from windows, into your closet or bathroom. If you don't have a basement that's going to put as many walls between you and the outside, it's going to be your safest bet if there is a potential tornado moving into the city of Emmons. Again, we haven't gotten a confirmation. This is all based upon what we are seeing here on the radar picture, where we have that green sort of kind of jutting out into the red here. That's an indication of that rotation. We have the winds blowing towards the radar, and we have the winds blowing away from the radar. So you can kind of see where Sarah has circled both of these areas with two different spots of rotation within that one tornado warning. Sarah, have you seen anything else with that?
Not necessarily. I'm noticing a little further to the north that tornado warning over Alden is, it's not looking like it's as tight anymore when it comes to that rotation. You can see the main difference here behind Aaron, where it's a little messier going on there with the greens and the reds mixed together, where it's a little easier to spot it further to the south with those two circled areas. Exactly.
And I mean, the only thing, it's kind of been messy, even since the tornado warning was issued. We saw a really defined area of rotation when the National Weather Service issued the tornado warning with a confirmation of a tornado, and then it started to weaken, which of course is good news. There is still some weak rotation there north and east of Alden, where we have some of that green and red a little bit closer together. And I say a little bit because when you compare it to what's south, like Sarah mentioned there, comparing this to that, totally different, because this is actually well-defined rotation and potentially meaning that there is or either a tornado developing or perhaps a tornado on the ground. And if we move the radar just a little bit further to the south and kind of showing where this is moving towards, again, this is really close to the city of Emmons. You need to be in your safe place right now. Lake Mills, looks like this area of rotation is just to your north by about 10-15 miles, and that rotation is moving towards the south and east. So drawing a line, that's going to take it through Emmons, and it would take it into northern parts of Worth County. Again, moving towards